Have you ever heard of the Moscato grape? Well, as I understand market research, about 50% of you have not. Now in this video, we're going to look at several things virtually nobody knows about this Moscato grape. It's really the Muscat grape, and it has over 200 offshoots or varieties being grown worldwide. Of all the grapes in the world that have split personalities, Muscat has so many personalities it has become a crowd all by itself. I'm really excited to look at this goofy, crazy, mixed up grape. Come on, let's go. Hey Posse, I'm Pierre and welcome to Asti Wine Consultants. As we're learning more about wine together, I've put together a series focusing on grapes. More specifically, a category of grapes called noble grapes. Out of over 10,000 wine grapes in the world, there are only 18 that are called noble grapes. 9 of them are white and 9 of them are red. These noble grapes are the backbone of the entire wine industry, and most people have never heard of half of them. My hope is that you go with me on this quest to try and taste these 18 noble grapes. If you do, I'll certify you as an Asti Wine Noble Grape aficionado or a noble grape connoisseur. More on that will be available to you at the end of the video or in the descriptions. Today we're talking about Muscat. We're going to learn 4 or 5 key things about this noble grape. For those of you who are not familiar with the Muscat grape, I hope you'll expand your horizons and indulge yourself in this hidden treat. I think you'll absolutely love it. Keep in mind, at any time, if you like what you hear, click like, subscribe, and hit the little bell so you'll be notified when there's a new post. Oh, also, make sure you share this with your friends. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Are you ready to get started? Number 1, some general trivia. Now, this is the Muscat grape, but for our purposes, we're going to call it Moscato. I'll get into the reason for that in a little bit. It's an ancient white varietal originally from Greece that is available in all styles from dry to sweet, still to sparkling, and even fortified. Moscato wine is famous for its sweet flavors of mandarin orange, peaches, and orange blossoms. It's originated in Greece, grown by the Romans in Gaul, that's France, and by the Greeks when they colonized France near Marseille. There are records of its use in Germany in the 12th century. It's been cultivated for millennia, initially around the edge of the hot Mediterranean Sea. Hundreds of varieties of Muscat have evolved or been bred or propagated for different climates and characteristics. The word Moscato is Italian for Muscat Blanc. It's predominantly a white wine. There are over 200 varieties of Muscat planted across the globe. You'll hear it called Moscato in Italy, Moscatel in Spain and Portugal, Muscateller in Germany and Austria. The most widespread is Muscat Blanc, which is called Moscato Bianco in Italy. The next most widespread is Moscato of Alexandria. This is known as Zebibo in Italy. Because there are so many varieties with the grape, you can't really pinpoint any one color. You can find it anywhere from white to gold to pink to brown to black. It's mostly a white wine, but you can also find it as a rosé and a red wine. Each has its own distinct qualities and taste profiles. Are you confused yet? Hold on, it gets crazier, even better. Number 2, where it grows. Muscat grapes grow throughout the world, but specific wines often use grapes from specific areas. Let me show you what I mean. Moscato d'Asti is named after the Muscat grape with the origins in the Italian town of Asti. Now, if you haven't noticed, that's my name. The Muscat grape's high sugar content gives a Moscato wine its sweetness. The Muscat grape, Muscat of Alexandria or orange Muscat, are also used in red wines like sherry. Because there are so many iterations of Moscato, Muscat, Moscato, Muscat Blanc, Muscatel, etc., I'm going to give you a very broad generalization of where these grapes are grown. Italy comes in number 1 with approximately 19% of the market. Spain comes in number 2 with about 16%. France is number 3 at about 15% of the market. You can see Morocco, Argentina, Greece, and South Africa are represented, then a whole host of other countries. How are you doing there? Is this information helpful? Is it making sense? If it is, write Asti in the comments below. Now I'm going to lump number 3 and 4 together because of the uniqueness of these grapes. Here we'll look at the basics of the grape varietal and the taste profile. Moscato is different from other wines because of its low alcohol content and the fizzy and aromatic nature. There are not many comparisons to Moscato wines besides other Moscatos, Muscatos, Muscat, Muscat Blanc, and Muscatel. But a Gewürztraminer, some semi-sweet versions of Prosecco and sparkling versions of semi-sweet Rieslings are also moderately somewhat close. As you can see on the profile chart, there are a whole variety of ways it presents itself. Because there are so many different representations of this grape, I'm going to simplify things and put them in several different categories. If you want, go ahead and pause the video to check out the different characteristics and flavors. You'll see the traditional Moscato, then probably the most popular Moscato d'Asti, then Alsace Muscat, Ruthen-Glen, and Muscat of Alexandria. I'm not going to spend any time with this, but there's also pink Moscato and red Moscato. Moscato wines don't need decanting, and you definitely want to serve them right out of the refrigerator at about 40 to 45 degrees. Number 5, some suggested food pairings. You can serve Moscato as an aperitif. My chart for this is not going to be quite as involved as the profile chart because the fact of the matter is most people drink either the traditional Moscato or the Moscato d'Asti. So generally I'm not going to deal with the Alsatian, the Ruther-Glen, the Alexandria, or Muscatel. Generally these go best with sweeter desserts, cheeses, and a whole host of nuts. Very simply speaking, sparkling Moscato, Moscato d'Asti, matches great with barbecue pork, almond cake, all sorts of dessert, and for me, when it comes to bubbles, it's party time. Anything goes. When it comes to your everyday Moscato, the easiest thing for me to remember is Asian food. It handles the spicy food with ease since the alcohol level tends to be low and the sweetness tends to be high. Also, when it comes to meat, take a look here. And herbs and spices, and cheeses, and veggies. And as I said earlier, this noble grape is one crazy grape. Now remember, you can get 1 or 2 Asti Wine Consultants Noble Wine certifications. Either the aficionado, once you have 6 of the noble wines under your belt, or the connoisseur certification, once you complete all 18 of the noble wines. For either, you also need to watch the introductory episode. There's more information available in the description below. Well, there you have it. The Noble Grape Moscato. Hey Posse, thanks so much for investing the time to watch this video. I trust it was helpful to you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And please consider hitting subscribe. Also, click here to check out our new online shop. We have a great lineup of wine-related items that will help you get the most out of your wine experience. Oh, and be sure to check out these other videos. Until next time, cheers.